Today, I'll be predicting every single division winner in the NFL. Some of these are some easy picks, while some other might be tough decisions. Let's jump right in. For my first team, I'll be predicting the Kansas City Chiefs to win the AFC West. The Chiefs would most likely win any division, but the AFC West is a bit weaker than some other ones. Now, I think there will be some competition between the Broncos and Chargers for the second spot, but I believe the one is the Chiefs spot to lose, and I don't see them losing it. Next up is the NFC West. Unlike the AFC West, this is a bit tougher. I believe the Niners and Rams should be the ones battling out for the top of the division. Now, you never know what'll happen. Sorry, I lost my track. Something just fell in my room. Now, you never know what'll happen, but looking at both teams and their schedules, I think the Niners have a better shot. The roster is a little more competitive. The Rams might go 4-4 in the division and finish with 9 or 10 wins, while I think the Niners might go 10-7 to 12-5. They'll probably go 5-3 in the division, sweeping Seattle. But I think the Niners should come out on top of the NFC West. And, I think I made a video on the Cardinals saying they could go 10-7. At least I believe that was my prediction. And seeing them kick the crap out of the Rams makes me think that they could battle for the second spot. I was thinking they'd probably take the third spot, but after seeing that, I feel like it could change a little bit, and this division could be a little more dynamic all through the board and could finish with 4 8+ win teams. Next up is the AFC East, and I think the division winner will change this year to the Dolphins instead of the Bills. At least that's what I said when I first wrote the script. As of now, it'll be the Bills. Some people think the Jets might come out on top this year, but I don't really buy it. And I won't go on too much about this one, just because I don't want to rewrite it. But now we've seen the Bills destroy the Dolphins, and we've also seen Tua get hurt. And it feels like he should at least take 8 games off because of how many concussions he's had now. I'm not as much in the boat as he should retire, but I do think that he needs to take a little more time off than he might want to. But the Bills have been pretty good this year. I thought they'd finish second in the East, but they've been even better than I thought. And I thought they'd be pretty intriguing, but it feels like they're just going to be a good team once again. Moving on to the NFC East, I think it should be the Eagles. This one, not as close as the NFC West, but it'll definitely be closer than the AFC West. I think the Cowboys are being a bit overrated this season, and some people are still slow to move on to the Eagles and predict them to be an elite team, especially after that collapse last season. But we saw them beat Jordan Love and the Packers, and we've now seen that Saquon might be back. I think the second spot in the NFC East might be closer than the first, but that should be the Cowboys. And we also just saw the Cowboys get absolutely mauled by the Saints. So I think that takes a lot of confidence out of them, for me at least. Moving on to the North and South teams. First is the AFC North. I think the Browns aren't going to be one of the top contenders for one in this division. And same with the Steelers. Now it's between the Ravens and Bengals, but the Bengals made me upset by losing to the Pats of all teams in week 1. So I'll take the Ravens because they honestly looked great against the Chiefs with not many blunders. They have another strong defense, and only issue might be their receiver core, but they might even make up for that with their kind of two-headed monster at tight end. Now I will say they're 0-2 right now and they lost to the Raiders, but I really just want to draw that off as a fluke, and I think that they should be trending up from here. Next up, for the NFC North, I think it's the Lions. Packers will drop a couple games without Love, and they did actually just beat the Colts with Malik Willis, but I feel like that was more so due to a 3-interception game by Anthony Richardson. And I'm not all in on Sam Darnold for the Vikings, although I do like him and I think he'll be improved this year, and he's shown that so far. And I'm honestly just not a huge believer in the Bears, but they'll be fine too, but most likely contending for third place. But the Lions revamped their secondary, and it seems a bit better now. Their receiver core slightly changed, and we'll have to see how they do. Jameson Williams had a solid first game, while Amon-Ra was a little bit invisible, but I'll let it slide for now. Laporta is solid, and the only real concern may be Goff, but he has been to a Super Bowl before, so don't count him out. Now, Laporta hasn't looked fantastic in the first 2 weeks, and Goff didn't play his best game against the Bucs either. But we'll just have to hope that they can rebound and bounce back. Last up is the AFC South, although we actually have the NFC South next. Although I believe the Jags and Colts to battle it out for second, I think the Texans should take the 1 spot without much adversity. I like their team on paper, and for the most part, they clicked last season. The Texans team had both rookies of the year last season, which is kind of crazy, and we'll have to hope they develop and take another step this year. The only thing concerning me about this team is really just consistency. Can they take another step and be consistently good through the year? If so, Stroud may be the QB competing with Mahomes every year instead of Burrow and or Josh Allen, which there's also Lamar, which just shows how stacked the AFC quarterbacks really are. But about the Texans, they're going to need a big step this season to go from second round losers to playoff winners truly. It feels like the Super Bowl everyone wants is Texans-Lions, and I think that'd be a pretty cool Super Bowl too. But just focusing on the Texans, it feels like they're going to need to have a super consistent year, and they're going to have to be taking a step up from what was a very solid first year in what was supposed to be a rebuilding year. And after 2 weeks, it feels like the Saints are the #1 contender. I wasn't huge Falcons or winning the Super Bowl fans before the season like some people, and it feels like right now they'll probably finish in third behind the Buccaneers and Saints if they are legit. I think I like the Buccaneers over the Saints because of Baker, but Carr's good himself, and I've been a Carr believer. Who will take the crown though? Well, they could both finish 11-6 or 10-7. I think the Saints as of now have looked more dominant, but the Buccaneers have the better defense in my opinion. If they both make the playoffs, I think the Buccaneers can make the deeper run, but I think the Saints have a better shot at taking it in the regular season. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know some of my videos have been a little longer than normal, and I hope you guys are okay with that. But come back for the next one and have a good day.